Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 124 this week. It is a beautiful New Year's Eve morning in Central Michigan today. How we doing today?
Good. The weather's super nice for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
I was walking out and the snow was melting off the roof.
We're supposed to get a big snowstorm either tonight or tomorrow.
Tonight would be awesome,
I think it's
dude.
tomorrow. That would kind of not be awesome, though.
Yeah,
New Year's
I guess
Eve
with people
night.
driving everywhere.
Tomorrow night, I think it's coming tomorrow, 6 to 8 inches, some big giant snowstorm.
We should go snowboarding.
This is just some lady at my work telling me this, so don't take my word for it.
Can you snowboard or ski?
Never gone.
Either?
No, I've always liked to, but
we'll have to try because Jake's been itching to.
Yeah, I know
the whole
he's been
group.
talking about it.
So we'll have to. That'll be so much fun.
Yeah, but today it is a big time day in the sports world. I know everyone's so excited for New Year, new me for 2022. Who cares about that? New Year's is for football, man. New Year's is for football, and we're here to talk bowl games, NFL, college basketball, all it is. So let's just get right into it.
All of it.
Let's get the
Can we not talk college hoops?
I was going to say, let's get the bad news out of the way.
Talk college
we got to
hoops.
at least mention it. Last night, we're watching the Michigan State game, so we really didn't. We tuned in for the last 8 minutes of this.
3.
Really? I thought it was longer than that. Of the Michigan UCF game. Me and Barry Hill were watching a little bit in the first half, but before you guys showed up. But yeah, Michigan takes another loss. This time it comes at UCF in their home building. This is Michigan's 5th loss. I think they're 7-5 now. To a solid UCF team. I think they're 9-2 now. I haven't watched any of them at all up to this point, but they had that one kid that had 25 points. And Michigan drops another one, man. That's tough.
Michigan can't win a game right now, and it doesn't look good. I mean, when we were watching, and I don't like the look of Hunter Dickinson and Musa on the court at the same time. It looks weird, and you just lack a lot of shooting. Yeah. A ton of shooting is lost with those two guys on the floor. However,
and Terrence Williams is playing the 3 in that rotation, and they have him taking a shot to they were down by 8, and they have him running a play for him to take a layup in the paint with Hunter Dickinson and Musa both sitting in the paint. Come on.
It's it's poor. Musa is and the problem is that Musa's playing so well, and Hunter Dickinson is playing solid.
He's playing pretty good.
He's playing pretty good. He turned off after the first few games of the year, but it's still now we have a problem with too good of big men, and now we're just gonna stick them on the floor together, and it's not working.
This team is honestly coming into this year. I expected the new guys to kind of be finishing touches, I guess, but it's been kind of the opposite of that. I think it's been too much newness going on. I guess there's the new guys are too. They're not experienced enough, and they have too big of roles, I think. Kobe Buffkin had a couple nice plays when we tuned in. But, yeah, I mean, the loss of Franz Wagner, Sean D. Brown, and Isaiah Livers is really showing, I think.
Yeah, especially the loss of Franz. Defensively, we are just, Hunter Dickinson is now getting exposed on.
And the perimeter defense isn't too great.
Yeah,
either.
and with the perimeter defense being so bad, leads to Hunter Dickinson getting exposed. Last year we had Franz, Shawnee, Eli. Those are 3 hella good defenders.
Yeah.
That is unbelievably good for those defenders. And Isaiah Livers is really good at defense.
And it's just showing that, like I said, coming in this year, Max Christie was going to be the better freshman than Caleb Houston, and it's shown.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's playing. Christie, I think he might be playing better.
He's won 3 or 4 freshman of the weeks, Big Ten freshman of the weeks. And Caleb Houston is still. I mean, they're just the thing is, as a Michigan fan, for you, how seriously can you take this right now with football going on?
Oh, not at all.
As soon as football's done, though, I feel like that's when you'll start to really get
I've
involved.
watched 3 games.
Yeah,
3
last year
games.
we were way more into college basketball. But that's because both of our football teams sucked.
Yeah.
So it's we got into basketball immediately, whereas I'm into Michigan State basketball a lot right now, especially now that State's football season is over. But for Michigan, I mean, I was super in-depth with Michigan's team last year, and this year I really haven't watched them that much yet. But as soon as football's over, we definitely will be back in.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
And conference play will be in the mix and everything. So
yeah,
that's getting the bad news out of the way. One more bad news out of the way. Rest in peace to football legend John Madden. He passed away earlier this week, unexpectedly. 85, I think, was how old he was. One of the most, if not the most legendary people involved in football, legendary coach, broadcaster. He played. Obviously, the video game is named after him. such a legend gone in the sport.
Yeah, till the day you die, you'll be able to ask Madden for your next play, which is just like the craziest thing to think that guy's like just sadly passed away.
Yeah.
I don't really get how the unexpectedly at 85.
Right.
I mean, it's got to be somewhat expected.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I guess I don't know how it happened and everything, but yeah, it's just
sad.
It's sad. Yeah. But
shout out John
legend.
Madden.
Yeah. Shout out him and his family. And then lastly, like non-football related news where we talk about stuff. Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammon is signing a monster 5-year contract to become the next head coach of the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. She's going to be the largest paid. I didn't get the exact dollar amount, but it's the highest coaching contract in WNBA history. So shout out Becky Hammon because she was in talks to be like NBA head coach this offseason. So it's unfortunate that she didn't get an NBA head coaching job, but she got a head coaching job. So.
Yeah, and this could be really good for the WNBA. I mean, you're bringing in NBA bodies and she really knows
NBA
what
mind
she's doing.
with Greg Popovich. Yeah,
clearly, like if Pop is letting her do her thing. I mean, there was times where she was the interim head coach.
Yeah.
If Pop isn't there, she's doing the head coach.
I seen yesterday when they announced this. Yesterday was 1 year ago. Yesterday that she was the first female to be an interim head coach or whatever when Pop was out for some reason. So
that's so cool.
Super cool.
Now she gets to coach Liz Cambridge, one of the best WNBA players, which will be a lot of fun.
Definitely. And then last thing, Rajon Rondo was traded this morning. There was talks last night about a trade, the first trade of the season going down. Rajon Rondo was dealt to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Denzel Valentine. Valentine's going to be waived by the Lakers, and so the Lakers can free up a spot. My guess would be they'll sign Stanley Johnson for the rest of the year, but who knows? Maybe they'll sign Darren Collison for the rest of the year.
Darren Collison, give that guy a contract.
But yeah, Rondo is headed to Cleveland after Ricky Rubio tore his ACL 2 nights ago, which is super unfortunate because this team already lost Colin Sexton for the year. Darius Garland is currently in COVID protocols, and this team has been playing way better than they're supposed to be. So losing 2 of their best players, especially 2 of their best guards, is unfortunate. So now Rondo's going to come in and probably play a lot.
Yeah, and you look at before the season started, you would probably say that Ricky Rubio and Rondo they're not interchangeable because Ricky Rubio was the better player coming into the year, but they're closer than they were after the season. Now we're talking mid-season. It's like, Rondo's a pretty decent replacement, but Rubio's
just way better now. Yeah,
he was like,
but
hooping.
they're like the same type of player.
Yeah,
so, but I don't know. Rubio has been scoring.
That's what I'm saying.
Too.
Like
yeah,
Rubio, like Rondo at the beginning of the year, it'd be like, it's a great replacement.
Yeah,
but now it's like Ricky Rubio was playing way better than what we expected to him, overperforming by a lot. So they needed to get a guy.
I really wonder if the Cavs are going to maybe explore a Sexton trade because Sexton is a restricted free agent this offseason. They didn't give him a rookie extension. He's out for the year, so maybe you trade him to a team that kind of wants to get him in free agency so you can add something to this team right now. But at the same time, if you're a team you want to trade for Colin Sexton, why do you want to trade for him when you can just sign him in the offseason? So,
yeah, absolutely.
And you're not going to get him at all this year. He's done. So we'll see. We'll talk more NBA trade talks at some point. So do we want to talk about all the NBA stuff right now, or do we want to talk college bowl games first?
Let's end with college bowl games.
And with college bowl games.
Because then we'll be ready to leave and go watch.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about NBA. First of all, the Pistons. What night was this? Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night, the Pistons set a new NBA record, baby. We're breaking records. Fewest amount of points scored in a game that you had 2 30-point scores in. That's kind of a super specific record, but scored 85 points when Sadiq Bey and Hami Diallo each had 30-point games, and we lost. But it's great to see Sadiq and Hami. I think, honestly, especially Hami's really been balling. Sadiq too, obviously, but Hami was a guy that was out of the rotation earlier in the year, and now he's our second best player. So
yeah, I'm actually more excited for Sadiq, which is kind of nice. So we have both sides.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm excited for Sadiq too.
Sadiq, at the start of the year, we were sitting there watching him going, "What the hell? Like, who is this guy? He's taking like a sophomore slump to a whole new level. Yeah. Like he was sucking.
Like sophomore regression.
Yeah, like sophomore, you don't look good anymore." Yeah. And all of a sudden now he's back to hooping. His last 5 games have all been really, really good
all 20
for a
point
sophomore.
Games,
So Sadiq is fine. I'm just ready for this Pistons team to maybe put together like 1 or 2 wins in the next month. That's all I want.
Hopefully. The thing is, too, Sadiq, he's probably our best perimeter defender, too. So that also adds, you can look at his stats, and, yeah, he does not shoot the ball well. But you add in his defense as well, because he's one of our best defenders. Hamid Diallo hustles on defense. We just need this team to get healthy again, because we were talking about this before, but all these teams are complaining about COVID protocols and how they don't have enough players. And Draymond Green he went off on Twitter last night about the Warriors game getting canceled. The Pistons got it bad, dude.
Oh, dude,
I mean, we got
so
Sadiq, Hami, and Frank Jackson, who just got hurt. Those are her only dudes.
Only guys.
Garza, you can count Luka Garza, but he's not even a rotational player. He's only
rotational because Kelly Olynyk's hurt.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason he's been a rotational player.
If we're going based off of beginning of the year rotation, none of the... Is Josh playing, actually? I don't think Josh played the other night, though, against the Knicks. No. Mm-mm. So, it was literally Sadiq and Hami, and then Frank got hurt. So
it was more Sadiq and Frank. And then
I guess
Hami
true.
Is now playing.
Yeah, true. But, Hami, I would count him.
He needed to play.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just stupid that he wasn't.
But I just want Cade to come back. Me
too, dude. It's not even fun watching the Pistons without Cade.
If Cade can't play, can Killian at least play? One of the point guards has got to play, especially if Corey Joe's not playing. I mean, we went from having too many point guards with Saban trying to fit him in the rotation to now we got only Derek Walton Jr., and that's it. Unless you want to count Justin Robinson, who we just signed.
Hey, dude. Derek Walton is a team player. Team
he
first
had 9
guy.
assists the other night.
Yeah, team first guy. He does everything right for the team. the team.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our only list of the day. I wanted to do, I guess at some point we can do our all-star predictions, or if the all-stars were to be announced right now, because we did that last year and I like doing that.
I mean, isn't the all-star game a month away?
Yeah, it's just because the voting just started, but it's in February. But it's just we can't do it right now with all this, everyone being out because of COVID protocols. COVID. I mean, let's actually talk about some of these COVID protocol players that are now playing in the league because of all these guys being out. Mario Chalmers just got signed to a 10-day by the Miami Heat. That one I feel is the most crazy one.
Because he sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been out of the league. Good.
He's been out of the league for 3 or 4 years. And when he was in his prime, he sucked.
He was bad. When he was in his prime at 24 in the Miami Heat, he was awful. Yeah. And then he went to the Grizzlies, and they sucked. He was horrible.
I remember when he had that horrible injury on the Grizzlies, too.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, he's back. Brandon Knight has been he had a couple nice games against with the Dallas Mavericks.
Joe Johnson.
Yeah, Joe Johnson, he's back. Greg Monroe been balling for the Timberwolves, man. I miss dude. The Pistons could use Greg Monroe right now. High key, dude. We need Greg Monroe.
Re-sign Greg.
Just for 10-day. Just throw him a 10-day. Get him back. I'm trying to think of some other just vets.
I do think it's cool that
Lance Stevenson on the Hawks.
All the teams, instead of let's go get a young guy, they're let's just get former leaguers.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not about development. You need a guy to just play for 3 games until your star comes back, So let's get a guy who at least knows how to play basketball. Yeah, he might get tired running up down the floor a couple times, but
Greg Monroe's. He's probably not that
Bosh
ancient.
Tweeted something about.
He tweeted once he saw Chalmers come back.
Yeah, he was like, I'm healthy.